Hello friends, welcome to the channel The Word of Ayurveda. Continuing with digestive system, today we will talk about the digestion of the food in the stomach. The stomach in Ayurveda is given the nomenclature Amashe. That means that the food which it gets is neither undigested, neither completely digested. As discussed previously, the digestion of our eaten food starts right in the mouth, where it is given the pulp shaped mixed with saliva. Some carbohydrates are digested, some absorption also takes place over here, and then it enters the stomach. Now, while the medium of digestion of the food inside the mouth was alkaline, the medium of digestion of the food inside the stomach is now acidic due to presence of hydrochloric acid in stomach. That is why in Ayurveda, this stage of digestion of food is called as amlapak. We know that the food stays in the stomach on an average maximum 3 hours. Whatever we eat, the stomach should dispose of that food and push it into the small intestine within 3 hours. Now, this is also called as gastric emptying time. While the food is inside the stomach, it undergoes digestion in the acidic media given by the acid, and there is another very important enzyme in the stomach. We call it as pepsin. The pepsin is a enzyme which partially digests the protein in the food and converts them into polypeptides and peptides so that they can be further broken down into amino acid, which is the absorbable form of proteins in the small intestine. This is not the only function of the stomach. In the stomach, the food digestion takes place in acidic medium. Acidic medium is not only important for the action of the pepsin, it is having lot other benefits. It is in this medium that there are certain vitamins which are absorbed into circulation, especially the vitamin B12. The acidic medium of the stomach also kills a lot of harmful organisms which enter our stomach along with the food from our mouth. When we feel that while there is acid in the stomach, why this acid doesn't work on the walls of the stomach and burns them also. It will burn if the stomach wall is not protected by a special mucus and lipid coatings over it. That's why they create an acid barrier so that the acid is not able to digest the wall of the stomach. At the same time, the acid, while going to the opening of the stomach into the small intestine, is neutralized by the bile, which frequently and after short intervals regurgitates into the stomach. Being alkaline, it neutralizes the acids over there so that the acid is not able to enter the first part of small intestine and destroy the enzymes over there. Looking into Ayurveda literature, we see that in Ayurveda literature, overall 5 components are considered to be important in proper digestion of the food. Number one out of them is Pachak Pitta, which is commonly linked to the digestive enzymes, whether these enzymes are in the stomach or these enzymes are into the small intestine. The other component is Sneh or Klet, that is the oleation as well as the lipid contents of the food. Now, these lipid contents of the food are very important because they produce the softening of the food as well as help in maintenance of the acid barrier of the stomach over there. The other is dravata or the aqueous contents of the food. They are important because they will only liquefy the food, keep the food into the soft consistency so that more and more area of the eaten food is exposed for the digestion by the enzymes. The other important component is Vayu. Vayu, it can be the macroscopic Vayu, which we find that there should be some porous content in the food, some air inside the stomach, component of the air, which also helps in mixing the food. The other is when we take it in the technical terminology of Ayurveda, when we talk it of Vayu, it is important for the gati of the stomach, which we commonly link to the gastric peristalsis or the movement of the stomachs, which is very important for churning and mixing of the food inside the stomach. Now, when all these components along with the samyog, that is, the food should be balanced, the food should be in the requirement one requires it, it should be as per the climate, it should be as per the particular geographical area, and so on and so forth, which are very elaborately described in Ayurveda. If any component is excess and if any other component is in short, then food again may not be properly digested. So that makes the 5 component very important for digestion of the food. I will repeat it. These components are Pachak Pit, this component is Sneh, this component is Dravata, this is Vayu, and this is Samyog, which in broad term are important for digestion of the food over there. Any component which is inadequate or is in the excess amount can lead to problems of digestion at the level of the stomach over there. We will be talking about various problems which occur at the level of stomach during digestion of food. This can be associated with the acid content of the stomach. This can be associated with the movement of the stomach. This can be associated with the transportation of the food from the stomach to the small intestine. These can be associated with the injury of this mucus lining or acid barrier of the stomach. That we will be discussing in the next episode. I will like to request you to keep on watching this channel and send your feedback to the email of this channel. The email is the Ayurveda helpline@gmail.com. I will repeat it, the Ayurveda helpline@gmail.com. Thank you.